Jai Hind everybody. So today we will have a discussion on the poem Young Poets written by Todd Michael St. Perry. So in the last lecture we have discussed about the introduction, the rhyming scheme and the poetic devices used in this poem. Now today we will have the explanation. So as I have already told you, in this poem, the poet asks the young poet to write for the lakes, the trees, the birds, the jungles, the streams, clean air and rivers and nature. So we'll be sharing how the poet persuade the young poets to write about them, to write about all these things. So let's start with the explanation. You speak for the lakes, the trees, and the birds. You say that they had said if they had the words. So, in the first two lines, the poet says that the young poet they should write for the lakes, the trees, and the birds. They through their poetry, they should write. They should in their poetries they should write about lakes, trees, and birds because they don't have any words. They don't have any words. They can't speak, and if they would have the words, they would have expressed their feelings. So the young poet should write about these the lakes, the trees, and the birds. Make peace and be proud. Choose well every choice. Speak hope and speak loud. You are nature's voice. So again the poet asks the young poets that you are the nature's voice. You are the voice of the nature. So you should write about the peace of the nature, the asset which we have got, that is the nature, and it is our duty to protect them. So you should write for the peace of the nature, the peace of all the creatures who are living, who had made this nature, and you should be proud enough while writing about them. Okay. Next, speak with respect now for jungles and streams. Speak for all world life and dream giant's dream. Now, again poet asks the young writers to speak to or to write about the jungles, rivers, streams. Okay, poet asks the writer to write about these jungles and stream also, and the world life also, because they together make the environment. And if any of the member of the environment is missing, then our environment will be affected. The ecological balance of our environment will be affected. So you should also speak about the jungles, about the stream, about the protection of the wildlife. Next, speak with great courage, speak up and speak out. Write with a whisper or write with a shout. Now, what does this mean? Speak with great courage. Here, again, the poet asks the young poets that they should have the courage to stand up and to speak out about the nature, about the natural things. They should have this much courage that they should raise their voice. They should raise their voice. Or now how they should raise their voice? Write with a whisper or with a shout. So through their poetries also, through their poetries only, they should persuade the people. Either they should write it very politely, the words used by the poet, that should have a polite tone, or they should write with a shout. That means the words that is used by the poet should have that much strength that can provoke everybody, all the creatures, and they should come forward to protect the nature. Stand up, young poets, for clean air and river. free verse or lyrics your message delivers. Now what does this mean? Ki you should stand up. You should, again the poet asks the young poets that they should write up for the air, for the clean air and rivers. That means they should write for the pollution free environment. As we all are seeing, the rivers are becoming polluted day by day. The environment is getting polluted by smokes, okay, by polluted air. So day by day air pollution, water pollution is increasing. So the young poet should write about these things. They should write about the clean air and about the cleanliness of the river. Means here you can say that the poet, the young poet should persuade the people through their writing ki they should not pollute the environment, okay, because if they will pollute the environment, then in return the future generation will suffer for this. Free verse or lyrics your message delivers. So the poet again asks the young poets then that they can write uh, they can write their poetry which does not rhyme, which does not have a regular rhythm. Either they can write, means here the thing is that ki they have to convince, they have to persuade the people. It can be in the form of poetry which have a regular rhythm, or it can be a poetry in brief stanza or in any recognized form. So here the intention is only to convince the people, so through the words. So that words can be in the form of rhythm also, or it can be in the form of brief stanza. Okay, that our motive should be solved, and that motive is to persuade the people, to aware the people, okay, to guide them, to increase the awareness among them. So they should take effective steps to clean the environment or to protect the environment. Now next, truth for the future citizens of earth. Speak of your freedom, your friends and self-worth. So truth for the future citizen of earth. Again the poet asks the young poet that we have to speak for the future. You should write for the future also, because if we will not protect our environment, then the future citizens, the future generation have to suffer, will going to be suffer all this. So we should speak for your freedom, we should speak for our freedom, freedom of ourselves and also freedom of our friends. Or you can say ki the poet wants that the young poet should write about the future citizens of the earth, okay, because it is very important to protect the environment for future citizen. Because if we will not stop, if we will not stop the way we are behaving, so that future generation will suffer, the results future generation will suffer. So we should speak, we should speak for our freedom, for our friends, because environment is equally important for everybody, for us also, for our friends also, for our relatives also, and for our future generation also. So we have to speak for everybody, because we are speaking, it is not a matter of only one person, it is a matter of whole, you can say whole world. Because if we will not protect the environment, then the whole world or the whole everybody will suffer from the results. Speak for tomorrow, and though you are still young. Speak for the forest, your pen is her tongue. Now what does this mean? Ki speak for tomorrow, that means you should write the poetries for future generation also. The young poets, here the poet asks the young poet to write something about future, for future also. though they are young, means the poets who are writing the poetries, though they are young, but they should write the poetries keeping in mind the future, because if they will protect now, if they will protect the environment, or if they will start taking the effective steps to protect the environment from today onwards, then they will be happy in future. So that means ki they should, though they are young, but they should think of future also, because the if our if we will not have a healthy environment, then our future will not be also good. So speak for the forest, your pen is her tongue. So they should speak for the forest, they should speak for the environment, okay, because they don't have words, they, because the forest, the birds, the rivers, the jungles, wildlife, they can't speak, okay, because they can't express their feelings, okay, through words. So here the poet said, here the poet says that the pen of the young poets is the tongue of the forest. So here is a comparison, okay, comparison, here the or you can say दो पेन को हमने टंग की तरह पर्सोनिफाई किया है, और यू कैन से कि यहाँ पर्सोनिफिकेशन है, ओके, comparison, there is no comparison, but here is personification. So your pen is her tongue. So the pen which is used for writing the poems, that is the tongue of the forest, tongue of the wildlife, tongue of the trees, and through this pen they can change the environment, they can write the things which can persuade the people to protect the environment. So here the pen is denoted as the tongue of the environment, tongue of the forest, okay. The world wants to hear your songs still unsung. Words possess a power, you can right the wrong. So now the whole world is waiting for the songs still unsung. What does this means? Ki the whole world is waiting for the words which is not written by any poet till now. So they are waiting for something that can persuade the people, that can instill the courage in their heart, so that they can protect the environment. Okay, so they want such words, they want such songs, they want such poetry, such lyrics which is never written by anybody else. So they should write for that. The young poets, they should write for the things which is never noticed by anybody, you can say, because the word possesses power, because words have a great power, okay, words are very powerful, okay, word have so much strength that they can right the wrong, whatever is wrong, that the words can right. Word have so much power, word have so much strength that they can write about the wrong things, ओके तो यहाँ पे हेयर जो है वर्ड की पावर को बताया गया है. द पावर ऑफ वर्ड इज शोन कि वर्ड्स हैव सो मच पावर. ओके, दे कैन राइट अबाउट एनीथिंग. Teach us and lead us with poems and with songs. Speak now for nature, for trees and for birds. So you should teach us and you should direct us so that we can choose the right path. You should teach us and you should direct us through your poems. The young poets, again the poet is asking the young poets that through their words they should give us a teaching, they should give us a lesson so that we take effective steps in the right direction. Okay, so through their poems and through their songs only the young poets can teach us, and they speak now for nature, for trees and for birds. So now it's a high time. This is the demand of present situation. So now they should speak, they should raise their voice for the nature, for the trees, for the world, for the whole environment through their writing. So they should teach us. Defenders of earth, choose careful your words. So here again the poet has this young poets have that young poets, they are the defenders. Okay, they are the defenders of the earth. They are the only one who can save the earth. Who? That is young poet. The poet is saying to young poets that you are the defender, you are the savior of earth, and so you should be careful in choosing your words. So you should choose a word which has a great impact, which has the power, which has the strength, so that it can persuade the people to change their mind and protect the environment. So the young poets, you should be careful in choosing your words. So यहाँ पे here it means कि you should careful in choosing the words means you should choose effective words, the right words, okay, so that they can instill courage, instill hope in the people. So this is about the explanation of the young poet written by Todd Michael St. Perry. Hope you all have understood the explanation and everything. Okay, so this is all for today. Thank you.